Welcome to My Trialist Trial Talk, Voices of Experience.
So I was diagnosed on January 16th, 2020 with stage 2 breast cancer that was estrogen and progesterone positive. I decided to join this trial, which was an immunotherapy trial. And they would basically be infusing the immunotherapy along with they were doing my chemo, but not every time I had a chemo infusion, but I think it was like every few weeks that I had the chemo infusion. So I'm a science teacher, and I've been teaching science for maybe roughly 12 years. And we've talked about clinical trials in some of our lessons. And so I'm very familiar with clinical trials. So when I think it was 2 years ago, I transitioned back into the classroom and shared with my 7th graders what happened. And they hadn't known me at that time because they were not in middle school. And we were doing a lesson on cells and how cells grow and how they help repair, and how they replace old and damaged cells. And we talked about, like, sometimes, cells grow at a rate that is so fast. And then when we have that conversation, I shared it with them. And I shared it again the following year with just the 7th graders. And the reaction is like usually like shock. And they are like speechless. Some of them immediately want to give you a hug and want to just make sure that you're okay, which I truly, truly appreciate. But I think it's important to share with kids, these things happen in real life. And when there is a real world example to showcase like what they're learning in school, and someone to like share their story and give detailed details about the experience, it helps to ground the information, it helps to reinforce the information, and it helps for them to kind of like see the information and also share their own stories. Because a lot of the times when we share about ourselves and the things that we're going through, we find that our students, kids, young people out there know someone that had gone through something, maybe mom, dad, aunt, uncle, grandma, and it allows them to like, okay, yeah, I've been through this too, and it's good to see that you're doing okay. And my so and so, maybe she had a harder time, but just having that conversation allows them to see that they're different variations of how these things happen. I think sometimes when we hear the word cancer, I mean, me included, it's like the scariest thing in the world, right? It's just like, oh my gosh. But I'm back in the classroom, I'm standing right in front of them, I'm talking to them, I'm teaching them, I'm hanging out with them, and it's like, okay, I've been through this thing, but now I'm okay, and here are the things that I tried, here are the things that I did, and it's okay to be open about these things. It's okay to try certain things. It's okay to just, it's okay to be scared, but it's also important to be open and share your experiences. And hopefully that will help, people to be a little bit more, or less, I should say, hopefully make people less afraid to try maybe clinical trials, or try new drugs that come out, or try different studies or whatever.